think I'm live now. Oh, my antenna's not on. There we go. That's better. Good morning and welcome to Friday, the 8th of November. So, I mean, uh, we've woken up with, I don't know, you know what? This is the last time that we see the moon in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Good morning, Steph. How are you, lovely? And I don't know if you've looked at any social media or anything like that, but half of the world, good morning, Kathy, good morning, Louise, is in a trauma state. Or basically, I'm sure that there's a lot of people, specifically, I'm just going to talk about America for a minute. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are very happy with what's happened. But there's a lot of people that are completely distraught about what's happened, and I get it. I mean, it's I'm I'm bamboozled. I mean, I know his chart, and he's got a very like amazing chart, but I'm still bamboozled that he got in, considering all the things that he's done. Anyway, so let's look at it in our own lives, all right? So we've still got the sun at that 15-degree mark, all right? So we're still halfway through this Scorpio journey. So with this moon in Capricorn, the emotional structures in our life and how we are dealing with our emotions conjunct Pluto for the very last time. Good morning, Dommy. Um, look, I'll read the words. Okay. Hey, Anita. Hi, Kath. I wrote, as I always say, I wrote these, last week or, a couple of days before that. So this is the last time we have the moon conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. How are you feeling about the changes that are taking place in your world? All right. This, it's Pluto. It's sex, death, other people's money, investments, taxes, taboo topics, tricky topics, shame, facing your shadow. That's a big one. Facing your shadow. Okay. Sorry, I just said that. We're at the halfway point. What have you discovered about yourself that can be used or removed in this self development rebuild that we all seem to be going through right now? Morning, Julie. So you know what I mean? Like there's quite a few people that I've been seeing in the world, and they are literally like this is literally that lowest point. All right, think of that bell curve. The biorhythms of nature. And Scorpio's sitting at that bottom point right now, or the sun is sitting at that bottom point, that 15-degree mark. And you know, oh man, death, sex, other people's money. Maybe you are dealing with, we're looking at Saturn stationary in Pisces. So Saturn, that task martyr, there we go. Pisces, it's a martyr. That is the word for Pisces, martyrdom. All right, so now Saturn is trying to make real the dreams we have. It is restructuring the narrative. It is looking at our old foundations and rebuilding them. Um, but Pluto just brings up trauma, crisis, difficulty, tears. Good morning, Sally. Morning, Jan. So, there could be a very tricky day for you. You could be feeling those feels or just facing the man in the mirror. I mean, I wish I didn't even think about that, but there is that amazing poem. Good morning, Heather, called The Man in the Mirror. And I just loved it. I believe that it came off the wall of a guy that was on death row. Anyway, that's what I remember the story being. And it was just such a beautiful reflection about being able to face yourself honestly, that nitty gritty, that, the not trying to shirk your responsibility or being open and receptive to saying, yes, I did that. And that is why the thing played out as it was, but in the same sentence, it's, like owning your part, even if you were an innocent in the situation. What did you get from that? All right, so that's, what have you discovered about yourself that can be used or removed in this self-development phase that we're in right now. So it is very tricky, but the stationary Saturn, all right, because it goes direct on the 16th, it is hyper focusing these need to rebuild, the hard lessons, the rewards for the effort, the time. Saturn rules time, so it is time for us to look at that subconscious. And are we martyring ourselves, or are we making real our dreams? All right, so now Saturn stationary, we are clarifying those dreams and boundaries. All right, so which side are we looking at? All right. There is also the subconscious work we're doing and the letting go. All right. However, we must also look at it like when Pluto moves on the 20th, this is this last time that we're going to be feeling this feeling. All right. So it does give us the ability to identify, clarify, and remove. All right. So from that, we get a transformation of authority. Good morning, Karen. How are you? All right. There is also empowerment through emotional depth. All right. So there are depending on how you're feeling today, there are a lot of things that you could reframe. Try to again sit in this moment. It's what it is. It is the moon conjunct Pluto. It is the sun at the midpoint of Scorpio. There is depth and intensity in this day. Now, not only that, all right, so now the moon is exactly conjunct at 9:30 a.m. So what have we got? Just under an hour. And then the moon is also opposing Mars at 12 p.m. All right, but that moon is going into Aquarius at 9:57. All right, so by the time as soon as that moon moves into Aquarius, it's still ruled by Saturn. All right, in the modern rulership, it is being ruled by Uranus. But no matter which way you're looking at it, it's either exploring those subconscious beliefs and narrative, or it's challenging our comfort and security. All right, so that moon opposing Mars with the moon in Aquarius, it gives us the ability to see freedom and the difference, a much more humanitarian, socially aware. Let's do it differently. All right. So the moon might get to that crisis point where it decides to face itself and remove and release these really tricky things, and then empower yourself with that Aquarian moon to just be going, fuck it. Like once that moon moves into Aquarius, that is what Pluto is going to look like. This, we are challenging the narrative of the governing energy. All right. So whether that's governing your own life or governing the world, the people, or your need for freedom and your need for individuality is the thing that is going to be challenging. Now Mars in Leo is very proud and confident, and that confidence to state your differences, that confidence to speak up for the things that you believe in, those social issues. All right, so that 12 o'clock mark might have us challenging the narrative. All right. Now, later on in the day, 8:30 p.m. actually, we have the moon sextile the north node, but trine the south node. That just means that it is going to be easy for us to move forward because a sextile is lesser than a trine. All right, they're still both positive aspects, but we've got that moon in Aquarius going, yeah, I can move forward, but the awareness of what needs to be left behind is stronger. All right, that trine to south node is stronger. So that's at 8:30 p.m. Now we still have that sun conjunct. Sorry, I got a special copy delivery. We still have the sun conjunct Lilith, all right? So we've still got that ability to speak out and speak these hidden words, the things that we have repressed and suppressed, and that feminine power. I didn't do a lot of social media scrolling this morning, but I did see one where, women around the world were standing there saying, my American sisters, we are with you. Now, women's rights in America are going to now revert in a lot of areas because certain people have sided with certain religious ideologies, that, you know, these people that don't have babies are choosing what women who do have babies can and can't do. It's fucking ridiculous. However, we still have the power to choose and challenge, all right? It might not be an instantaneous win, but we will eventually be able to fight back. Or, you know, the balance of power will always find its equal again. You know, it always will, all right? It just will. That's the universe. You know, there's just enough matter and antimatter for us not to annihilate ourselves. And remember, we are just a civilization, just like the many ancient civilizations that we know once existed. We will one day not be here, all right? Just like us Gen X and our fucking photos from our childhoods, or, you know, our children's childhoods. I don't know, you know, it took 2 decades for humanity to lose so much history and information because we went digital. You know, we thought, oh my God, this is such an amazing system. Now they're so antiquated that we have lost so much information. All right, so I guess that is more the Aquarian sort of technology vibe that I'm going for as well. However, you know, there is going to be a revert back to the old ways because that's just what always happens. All right, so this is definitely a legacy moment, all right? This is a moment in time where you also get to choose what your boundaries. Ah, that's so funny, Jen. I am Gen A, ancient. I love that. I love that. And aren't the old ways, the simple ways, something that we look back on and go, oh my God, the old days were so much easier. We didn't have the drama. I do actually feel sorry for the younger generation, especially where mental health is concerned, because they're so bombarded daily. Like we were able to grow up and just live our lives. We didn't have, you know, at 6 o'clock the news was turned on, maybe ABC or whatever. We only had 4 channels in Australia when we were growing up. Like we didn't have that, you know, that forced trauma on us every single day. So I can see why the new generations are like, you know, struggling mentally. But can they just turn the TV off? Can they not go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram to get their daily dopamine fix and ding fix, like ding? But again, that's something that is just going to have to evolve and develop with awareness. So taking me back to this current self-development rebuild that we all seem to be going through right now. Okay, so now, at 8 p.m. tonight, we have got that Venus in Sagittarius trine Hygieia. All right. So, you know, we've got that 8:30, the nodes, you know, that the moon touching the nodes. So at 8 o'clock, I think Venus is going to, you know, in Sag, looking at that big picture, optimistic vibe. You know, she might be able to connect the dots. It's so we feel um, able to put in safeguards, to, you know, to make our mental health and well-being boundaries something that we can decide, state, and stick to. This is the thing, you know, like this shift that we're going through, it's about sticking with it. And then, you know, and being okay with version 1, version 2, version 3. Change isn't instant unless we have a massive crisis moment where we have to change in the moment. But this shift is happening, and the more the more you are going with it, the less that Uranian Aquarian cattle prod uh, moment is going to, you know, shock you and crack you. Be okay with the, you know, with the warning earthquakes. Oh my God, sorry, I've just lost my word train, but you know what I mean. I've been saying it. Constantly having conversation with teens about actions, reactions, and attitudes. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's the day. Let's have a look at the dream weavers. Do we want the dream weavers, or do we want which ones, guys? Which ones? First answer wins. Somebody tell me which one. Ride the wave, baby. Absolutely, Jen. All right. Who's putting it in? Heal. Okay. Thanks, Jen. Heal yourself. I suppose, because it is very plutonic. Oh, there we go. We've got it. We've got two. They're all right. So the heal yourself. Okay. What card can you give us that will summarize this last moon Pluto experience that we're having? And this 15-degree midpoint of Scorpio. Oh, this one. Not that one. This one. What is this? Oh, I like that. Okay. How teachable are you? There we go. All right. Oh, there we go. How teachable are you? I love this one. All right. Number 9. Are you open? Sorry, blah, 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 blah. Are you open to learning new things in your life? How high is your desire to let go of judgment, doubt, negativity, and self sabotage? What are some of your favorite things to do? Is it to watch TV, go shopping, gossip with your friends? Are you willing to give those things up in order to create time to learn something new? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? What is your willingness to really apply what you learn? You might be learning many new things, but be resistant to change. Every time you begin to think, I already know this, I've heard it before, your ability to learn diminishes enormously. And it is at this point you may become virtually unteachable without realizing it. Unless you apply what you have learned into your life, you won't really know. This card is beckoning you to not only be open-minded, but to take specific action towards change. And oh my God, how perfect is that? Um, once this moon moves into Aquarius and this moon has gone past Pluto, like we are in a new experience, Um, I just think it's so poignant. Is that the right word? So feeling like the feels are just so specific. I mean, obviously, the planets influence people on Earth. I think it's obvious. But go with how you're feeling, but remember to always, support yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. If you are struggling, I'm always going to tell you to have a good scream, go do boxing, go for a run, so that you can realize that your physical fitness is worse than your mental health. I love that meme. Anyway, there are changes happening, so go with it as much as you can because you don't want to be crushed in a earthquake rather than just being willing to shift and change with the earth. Learning so much each day. It's the best time. Excellent, excellent. All right, ladies, there is no accountability or there's the astro coaching today. I've got an appointment in at St. Helens today, so I can't be here at 9:30, but that's okay. I will see you tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow morning, like I said, we've got the moon in Aquarius from 10 a.m. today. So just tomorrow morning's the first sentence is that freedom is such a subjective thing. All right. So, you know, hold your opinions and ask yourself, why they are valid to yourself and why you believe everybody should think the way that you do or could think, rather than should. But yeah, be open minded today and just support yourself. So, mwah.